Hello, welcome back to the Outer Worlds. I hooked up a controller this time, so hopefully I'll do a little bit better. But just continuing right where we left off. Let's see if we can find our journal. We were doing a quest for the Gravedigger dude, that's right. And I was just playing a Switch game, and Nintendo puts the A and B buttons on the wrong spots. So I was used to that. Now I'm trying to get used to this Xbox controller. Oh boy. There's no rest for the wicked. Okay, let's get my... We gotta go to the cannery, that's right.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make.
Oh, here we go. Nicopad. Nicopad.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you. You must be the town boss. I'll wait until you're finished.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
We can start with introductions. I'm Akane.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I think you may have the wrong idea about me. Uniform? What are you talking about? I don't work for Spacer's Choice. I think you may have the wrong idea.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repair. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Frying myself?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
None of what you're telling me is my problem. I've seen Edgewaters. I don't blame those workers for walking out.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How will I recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
These workers must have left town for a reason.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
I can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Sure, I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. Oh, I got an achievement. Companions. You gained a companion. There are companions that join you and help. They have combat support, skills, enhance my skills, increase my carrying capacity, special companion combat abilities with inspiration, blah blah blah. I don't care. Okay. Oops. Journal. Somebody was near the cannery, right? Let's see. She works as supervisor at cannery. Phyllis. Oops. Oh, I can make that my active quest. So, oh, there. That's a lot easier. What's my companion's name? Bravati.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry.
Fine.
Can we... Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
It's about the deserters, so what's the other side of it? Figures, Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I ain't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
See, when they talk about turning off the power, they mean both literal and metaphorical power. Get it? Only you can protect fourth quarter profits. Vending machine. Vending machine offer a variety of items to purchase. A hack skill of 20 or higher allows you to sell items to the vending machine. Okay, whatever. Oh, look at this butt. Oh no, it's an apple. Okay, I don't think I need items. Right. Oh, I can get a hat. Definitely want a hat. How many space bucks do I have? I have 31. 31 space bucks. How do I get to Ludwig? Okay, it seems like everybody's running away from me. Okay, here we go. Phyllis?
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Gravesite fees. Now, let's do. I'm guessing you're the foreman.
Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes, or right away, or thank you.
Gravesite fees. I'm here to collect.
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers ain't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
You have to pay for your neighbor's gravesite fees?
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said this guy shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Must be tough losing family.
Eugene wasn't family.
Thought you said you were his closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
What are they going to do, arrest his corpse?
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
He was a person, not an asset.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You want to tell me what got you so nervous?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
I'm positive you mentioned something about being plagued.
You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable.
You got the plague, get away from me, you leper. Why not? Put a sign on the door or something, or at least cover your mouth. Why not?
She'll toss me in the sick house. I would have confessed before the good vicar. Get some ablutions for my spirit. Just never found my courage is all. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't you? Do a good turn for an expiring old man?
Depends on what you need.
Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Not so fast. I got some questions.
I'll do what I can.
Why can't you just buy some medicine
I
yourself?
tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
In other words, the company won't treat you because you're already sick.
More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
I assume there are guards?
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
What can you tell me about these marauders?
I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
I've heard enough.
So you'll do it then?
I'll think about it. Wait, gravesite fees,
You
dude.
want to mingle, go try the cantina.
I'm here to collect your gravesite
Silas
fees.
knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Look, I got my gravesite fees right here. See? I'm good for my word. Get me that medicine, and I'll see to your payment.
You're taking an awful risk trusting me, you know?
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Huh.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
What? What's
Something
that?
you need?
She doesn't like Abernathy? What? I don't want to go out yet. Oops. Let me talk to the vicar. Oops. Baker. Where was that church? It's right here, isn't it?
If you're falling sick, I
Oh,
don't
it's
want
the
you
store.
worried.
Oh, here it is.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
I haven't found your book yet.
Please, get it.
Of course, but I had something I want to ask you.
What would you like to discuss?
Pavardi wanted me at Rud.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
So what do you advise? What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Right, just talk everybody into coming together. I'll keep that in mind. Is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are.
Okay. The only source of protein a busy worker needs. I leveled up. Okay. I have 10 points. 10 whole points. Throw some in here. Give me a attack or two. Some leadership. Maybe a range, maybe a melee. Defense, we don't need that. Throw another dialogue in there. Maybe another attack, there we go. Skills, accept. Toughness, I have 0. Oh wait, skill. 10? I thought I saved it. I guess it didn't save. Okay. Apply. Okay, we are leveled up. Oh, Ludwig, give me them
When I was little, we'd get freight.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Silas sent me. Your own gravesite.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
What are you blabbing about?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I gotta watch out for those mechanicals.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Got a question for you.
Go on.
What do you have against mechanicals?
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars.
It's pretty creepy.
Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
I don't want to join this guy. I'm going to say, okay. Let's go. Let's see. We got all the gravesite fees. Let's go to Silas.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for... Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss.
What are you talking about, Silas?
Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
I'm sorry, Pravati.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
You need to talk about Eugene. Who is Eugene?
Yeah? What about him?
You first. I know you buried him.
Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
His gold teeth.
Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead.
This is getting a little too absurd for me. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Let me know if you find anything.
That guy's lying. Why can't I call him out on that?
You run into any trouble?
There's the fees. All done.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Persuade 6. I went out of my way for you.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
I was hoping for something a little more tangible.
Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Got a question
Yeah.
for you. And okay, now what quest? Quest. Let's do this one, the main quest. Get some action. All the way over there. I just run in a straight line.
I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Look, oh, it's a big monkey. Marauder? What's this? That's a toilet. Okay. Thank you. Skin tough salve. Thinking cap. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, give me them noodles. So if I take stuff from houses within the walls, it's stealing, but I can just take whatever I want here, and nobody cares because it's outside company property. Capitalism. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Botanical lab.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
I'm just picking up meat from these weird horses.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
I'm looking for Adelaide.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Reed said something about former workers living out in the wildness. I'm looking for the geothermal plant. Do you know anything?
A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Where can I find Adelaide?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
You and me both. I'm trying to figure out how to repair my ship. Trouble with marauders?
You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Don't worry about it. I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
I'll leave you be. I'm making a lot of quests. Well, like 2, but come on. Is that a chicken? Can I pet it? Wait, talk. I can't talk. It's a tease. I love you, chicken.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Looks like you made yourself a home here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why'd you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Something about coming back to town or losing power. I really wasn't
I can't
listening.
say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. You mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
I want to say I was just trying to shut him up because he sounds like an idiot, but I guess I'll say your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is the bathroom. Oh, I want that can. Why is it so far away? Let me do the other quest. The missing one. Did I botch any? No, I have not botched. Let's see. Search Zoe's home for clues. Zoe's journal, page 12. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'am. And would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posperity's sake, because I've already hated the cannery. And I don't think I'll ever have to look back this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the Veil once, didn't I? Just because I got sick, everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and grabbed a little too much adrenatime. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to the personal responsibility in surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adrenatime, and suddenly you're committing larceny. I can steal this poster? Terror on Monarch with Ruth Bellamy. It's the only item I'm gonna steal. That was worth it. Don't give me that look. That's the only clue in her home? Seriously? What? Oh, here's another one. Page 22 of Zoe's journal. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today is the day you take your destiny in your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauder threat, bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires, probably mounted to the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me, living a day of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of sal tuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some adrenatime too. Everybody loves adrenatime, even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of adrenatime before their eyes. This is gonna be great. Look out, Terra 2, Bandit Queen. Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm gonna have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some Rizzos. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and it just puts me right where she is. It just points me right to her. She's right there. Right there, don't worry. I'm gonna have to fight these dudes. Oh, did I die? Oh crap. I was not paying attention. Hello game. Okay, I did not lose any progress. Now, okay, I gotta look at the top left for my health. Okay. Maybe I'll just go around. Sneaky. my gosh, I have no health. Twice in a row. Oh man. Oh man, I have no armor and like no health. let's do another quest. Let's do the cache of medicine. No, wait, the book collector one. Oh, let's see, where's this one? Cache of medicine is over there. Book is over there. Let's do cache of medicine. We'll get Zoe another time. We don't. Let's buy some armor first, okay? Uh-oh. Help the chairman. Oh, I didn't get to read that. Heck yeah, give me some bread. Give me some tuna. Bit cartridge. Heck yeah, I want that. Yep. More bread. Okay, can I buy any armor? I have 500 bits. Okay, which of these gives me the most? 17. I'm gonna buy the hat. Get the hat on. Equip. There. Perfect. Bard? Just shoot him in the face, he's like, kinda hurts, I guess. Give them better armor. Okay. What weapon was that? Nope. Nope. Hold on, go to me. Inventory. 54. My stupid stick does more. $112? She doesn't need no help. Fish. Sal tuna. If the ocean and rivers are the heart and veins of Emerald Vale, then sal tuna is highly profitable blood. These meaty fish live in the oceans and migrate upstream during mating season. Sal tuna are semaliferous, which means they perish after a single reproductive episode. That's when our trusty Spacer's Choice Harvest scoops up their corpses to be cleaned, processed, canned, and delivered straight to your diner table. I'm not going to read all these. What's this one? Coming soon, feast your eyes on the great frilled mantiquin, a sovereign of her nest imported from the wilds of Terra 1 to thrill and excite your imagination. Uh-oh. A corporation service award? Laughing. Let's see. Welcome, Director Pickett. From Rosenberg. Keycard encoder in the lobby is back up and running. Hopefully it is. Remember, in case it is down, you can borrow the key card from the director or one of the workers, second floor. From L. Tim. I must lodge a complaint. Your obsession with this mantiquin is wasting the budget. It has to stop. Who is not? This letter is regarding your one adult mantiquin. We were to inform you that the entire team has perished. Please invoice from our office. Okay, so it seems like this animal is pretty tough. What's this? I already have one of these. Let's equip this one. Armor 4. Oh my gosh, these are so awful. This gives plus to stealth, this gives plus to stealth. we didn't hear the gunshots from the other guys. Oh, his arm came off. Oh, poor guy. A saber? Heck yeah, give me that saber. Oops, yeah, just the saber. Oh, nice. Look at that. Oh, this is where we started. Okay, there's something I'm supposed to pick up here, right? Key card or something? Where's the key card? A ring? Nice. Wait. Ah, okay. I better not have to fight that that animal thing. Oh, that was called Ollie Ollie Toxin Freight. You've gotten a weapon modification. Oh, that's nice. Stun baton. So DPS on that. 80. But it stuns them. Great job. Come on, Ravioli, let's go. Journal, power. Now let's go. Let's finish up this one. Turn it in this. Jump over. I didn't know those were. Ah! Winceworth cigarettes. In rays are exotic effect. Okay.
Hey, you got Wilson?
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Hey, buddy.
I need to talk to you.
Did she say she needs to talk to me?
Yeah, huh?
I noticed you mentioned your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
How's that possible?
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Oh, this is locked. I've been pumping all my points into that, but it's still locked. That's inhuman.
It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Let's see. You're a mechanic. When you see a machine, it's in need of fixing. It's an ideal, not what we live in, but what we strive for. And why'd you want to talk to him? And why'd you want to talk?
Vicker's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel I disappoint him.
Let's get back to it.
You wanna mingle, go try the cantina.
Got the medicine.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting.
I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet.
Haven't decided? I hired you. The nature of your employment requires you to deliver in my hand some genuine anthracillin.
You obviously need this. Give him the medicine.
Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got.
Let's try the intimidate. Not true. You've got a secret. Secrets aren't free. Oh no, that's very mean. I don't want to be mean to this guy. I'm gonna say, yeah. And I leveled up. I got 10 points. Throw a couple in here. A couple in here. Okay, we obviously need defense. Let's get that caught up. I think this is good. This is good. Perps? Accept? Oops. Oh, did it reset? Perps. Oh man, what? Let's do plus armor. We need that, obviously. And I have been going on over an hour. I think that's good though. So I think I'm going to stop here and then we can pick it up later. Do a quick save. New save. Always do a new file. So, thank you for watching The Outer Worlds? Not Wilds. That's a different game. Pretty fun so far, I guess. I wonder how long it is. We'll see. Thank you for watching.